Hi again, it's Alex, and it's been a few days since I did that video shoot, and I thought I'd reflect on what it was like to be in front of the camera as opposed to behind the camera. Of course, it's not my first time being in front of the camera. I do these every week, as well as other things I've done in the past. But having a team behind the camera can make it quite daunting sometimes, so I thought I'd kind of go through my thought process for the day and maybe give some advice to people who are doing this. So firstly, let's talk about how I felt about being in front of the camera. As I said, having a team there makes it quite daunting, but luckily there was a script and questions in place that I go through beforehand, so I can kind of get an idea of what I needed to say and kind of the whole premise of the whole shoot. And I think that's really important, especially for me. I like having some form of structure, so having that there made it a lot easier, made everything go a lot more smoothly. And the way they have the interview set up is they had an interviewer slightly left to the camera, so I was talking to them and not to the lens of the camera, which made it a lot more easier to kind of speak my mind, to be honest. Because no matter how comfortable you are in front of the camera, sometimes it can be quite difficult to talk into the lens, especially when someone is asking you questions. So I actually learned quite a lot from this shoot. I learned to take a step back. Obviously, I'm a videographer and a photographer, so I'm used to sets. I'm used to being in the opposite side of the camera, so I have all the creative control. When you're there as a presenter, an actor, or a model or anything, it's not your job to tell the cameraman what to do or what angles or kind of where you should sit. They should be telling you. And my main issue is that I'm a little bit of a control freak, just a little bit, and I had to continuously stop myself from saying, why don't we try this? Why don't I sit there? Why don't we do this angle? Because that's the job of the director and the producers to get that right. It's not my job, it's my job to basically sit there and read and answer questions like I should. I'm not a professional presenter. I muddle my words like anyone else would. So when it does happen on set, I just sit there calmly and redo my lines. A lot of people tend to panic when that happens because they feel like it's the end of the world. But that's the point of the camera, that's the point of editing. You can reshoot and get it right. And yeah, it takes time to get right. We were shooting for about 3 hours, so it was quite long, but we were continuously reshooting things to make sure they were perfect. It just does take time. Yes, it's tiring, but always have a glass of water or any form of drink on hand, because it always helps to have some kind of hydration and just something to lubricate your voice, because when you're talking for ages, it can be quite difficult.